going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Living Machines with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
What's up, everyone? I'm Quinn McGraw. I do vocals and play bass in Living Machines.
Awesome, Quinn. So I have to ask the very, very important question of how did you start out the band and how did you get your members?
Oh, geez. Well, I had played in a lot of bands that weren't mine for many years, and I kind of just got sick of not really being able to have a say in the direction of everything.
Sure.
So I started my own band, and I was living with the old vocalist, Rob Gardner, at the time, and I said, hey, man, I want to write some big sci-fi story and have a band behind it. So I need someone to write lyrics because I can't. So I wrote, I wrote After Onyx, our first EP. Rob wrote the lyrics. And once we had a record ready, we kind of set out to the Kelowna scene and found some members to build the band.
And then how'd you go about finding the other members? Obviously, I feel like you're one of the founding members. So how did you go about finding the others? Were they just people like you knew in the scene that you're like, hey, I know you're not in a band, but you shred and I need to have you in my band? Or was it like a Craigslist ad of like, hey, lonely single looking for a band? Like how'd it work out? Because I
feel lonely, thick riffs will do. Yeah.
For me, like I love asking this question because I'm such a nerd about like, well, basically everything, but mostly about music and like video games. So I love like that, like the anthology about how a band like forms and stuff. So I guess how did you come across your other members, basically?
Yeah, totally. Well, the band, our original lineup, because we no longer have our original drummer, our original vocalist.
Okay.
So, our vocalist and one of our guitar players, Robin, used to play in a band called My Brother the Doctor.
Okay.
As well as the original drummer. So we were kind of half that band. And then we also found a guy named Mason, who's our other guitar
Just
player.
found him.
I used to work at Wentworth Music, and he came in, years ago, and he tried to order some Seymour Duncan pickups for his guitar, and they got back ordered for months.
Aww.
So he would always come in and be like, hey, man, are my pickups here yet? I don't even think they ever showed up. I don't know what happened, but that's how we kind of met, and we became friends because he would always come in and be all like, yo, where the hell are my pickups? So we kind of got familiar that way. And then, one thing led to another, and I was delivering pizza, and I rolled up to his house, and I was like, oh, Mason, what's up? And that was around the time that we had been kind of getting Living Machines going. So I was like, hey, so yeah, and sorry about your pickups. Also, do you want to join my band? Yeah, that's like kind of how that all came into be. We did After Onyx, that lineup for a while, and then we parted ways with our drummer after a little Weekend Warrior run. I stepped in on drums because the band must go on.
Of course.
And then we brought in our buddy Ryan to do bass, and then Ryan now does vocals, and we've since found another drummer. And I don't know, I just kind of like shapeshift through wherever the lineup needs me. So
it's a carousel of different.
Yeah.
Next time you're on, you're like, I'm gonna be tambourine player and backup keyboardist, and I'll be like, wow, you're a man of many talents.
Mellotron player, yeah, totally, man.
Be the next Dream Theater.
Goals, dude, goals.
But the next thing is, I always love asking this question to you, especially the Vancouver scene, because they show a lot of love, and I've had so many bands that it would take me forever to go on a list of the Vancouver bands I love out there, and I hope to make it out there sometime. But what are
so many good bands?
There's so many good bands. So
Vancouver's a powerhouse.
They are. I feel like shoutouts to Liam from Tama Hills. He's always like, man, you got to come out here. You're like basically like celeb status at this point, and I'm like. Not even close, but I appreciate that you put me on that high of a pedestal.
But it's very kind, yeah.
It's very kind of you. But I guess what are some favorite venues you guys like to play at? I know that, again, we were talking off camera about the Burden, and that was like the first time I found out about like you guys like traveling massive amounts of distance to like go see shows and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
the Canada grind is real.
Canada grind. So what are some sick venues out there that if Lord will, I make it out to Canada at some point, what are some cool venues to check out?
I mean, also, where are you situated right now? You're East Coast,
I
but
am
where?
East Coast and I live in New Jersey. Shouts to Jersey.
Oh, Jersey, shout out.
I'm not. Before anybody types in that comments, become a keyboard warrior. I'm not a Guido, and I don't talk like I'm like from the Jersey Shore. So just to get that out there, I want to make sure that everybody knows that that's on point, and that is not that represents maybe like 5% of the population of New Jersey. So
Classic media, making
classic
out
media.
something to be what it isn't. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I guess for fun venues to play out here, I mean, Kelowna's actually in a weird venue crisis. So last year we had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different sweet venues that we could be playing in our city, and we just got word that we're probably going to be down to about 1 now.
Oh,
So we went from having a really sick 350 cap room called the Habitat that we used to play a lot, and that's gone. And then another venue is on its way out as well. So the only bar that'll book metal bands is called Fernando's, and it's about an 80 cap room, and that's kind of what we have, aside, doing DIY and renting a hall and doing all that stuff. But and then I would love to play the Commodore in Vancouver
ooh,
one
yeah.
day. It's a nice 600 or 800 cap room, but I mean, we'll have to wait till we're as big as Periphery or Coheed before that happens. So goals, though.
Let's make it happen, guys.
Let's
Let's do
make
it.
it. Let's make it happen.
I'm only in New Jersey, so I really can't do much. But
Yeah, come on, man. Flex the network for the
I gotta
boys
fly.
here.
Listen. I'll do it, man. I'll fly. I've already said it that 2020 I'm wilding out for all the homies on the channel. That was my goal, and I'm gonna stick to it. So
100%.
you guys, whoever runs that, send this link to him, especially this clip where I'm like, family, get Living Machines to the Commodore in 2020. Let's do it. Let's get that flex going.
I'll print it out. I'll frame it. Audio Addiction said so.
I said
we
so.
have to play.
I said so. You're like, he has 1,600, like he has 1,600 subscribers. He's got this many views. Like, come on. He's a legitimate source of news content for the music industry. So I need that. I need that in my life. So definitely do that if you live in the Vancouver area. Also just get me out there. I need a team to get me out to Vancouver. So Vancouver, whatever, like social media traveling thing, get your boy out there. I'd love to come visit your beautiful state,
100%.
country, county, territory, whatever, all that stuff. Province. See, yeah. I knew I was missing one of them, but close enough. That's that dumb old American in me. So Vancouver needs to educate me. But that's, I think, like I said, we were talking even prior to this, it's something that I respect immensely about, like, especially Canadian bands, and shout out to some of the homies that I've met, like, in Canada that have actually traveled to the States, because it's so hard. And I just want to show you guys a lot of respect, because I know, like, if like, I feel like, no offense to U.S. bands, but I feel like they have it a little bit easy. I feel like Canadian bands, like you were saying, you travel like 8 hours to go see.
Vancouver's 4 hours from where we are. Vancouver, I think, from Prince George is like 10.
Ugh.
And then Calgary is 7 hours. So to play the 2 hub cities from my town is anywhere from 4 to 7 hours. Edmonton's 9. Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Respect. I gotta get that respect. So
yeah, thanks, home.
Shout outs to Vancouver. Love those. Love all the homies. I mean, I love Canada in general. So if you want to take me in as one of your own, be all about it.
Hey man, we'll welcome you with open arms.
Awesome. Next question, Quinn. I think we already talked about it off camera, but if you have another one, or if you want to talk about that show, but what was the last show you attended that you didn't play?
Oh, that would have been Caspian in Vancouver just recently.
And how was that experience? I know we talked a little bit.
Freaking cool, man. I've never really watched a post rock concert before, and I didn't really know what to expect, because usually if I'm at a show, I'm in the pit and having a blast. This was kind of, I don't know. I also think Caspian is music for tall people, because everyone there was like 6.5 feet tall. Even the front man of the band was huge. So I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'11", and Ross was with me, and Ross is like 6 feet 6'1" maybe.
I did not know he was 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a big boy. And
He
then
is a
we're
big boy.
standing in about the fourth row on the floor, and neither of us can really see the front of the show. I'm like, what is going on? Caspian is legitimately music for tall people.
It is. It is.
But
It's the height.
oh yeah, 100%. But the show itself was really cool. They had sweet lights and strobes going on. The strobes were really intense. One dude beside us actually fell over. And I don't even think he was drunk. I think the strobes
The
just straight
strobes
up
that's
made a
knocked
mess
him
of it.
out.
It was a lot. And I'm pretty comfortable in that kind of thing. But man, even for me at one point, I was like, this is a lot. Like, holy crap. But it creates a mood, and it was really sweet. They were a phenomenal band. If you guys haven't listened to Caspian from Massachusetts, go check them out. Super good.
2 thumbs up. I love Caspian. Shouts to those
100%.
guys. You should come on. I know. I feel like I got to give all the shouts I can because trying to make that happen in 2020. But that's really cool because I feel like a lot of like, no offense to like metalheads, but sometimes they don't go out of their comfort zone in terms of like bands that they listen to. Like, you have those niche bands that you love, and I'm not saying it, I love it too, but at the same point, I'm like, if there's like an indie show I can go to, I'll like try to do something different. And like,
Oh, yeah.
my whole thought is like try to do stuff differently because when you can pull from like a different section of like the musical genre, maybe you'll find something that's really cool and it might interest you. And who knows, you might enjoy finding more bands.
Yeah, I listen mostly to just post rock and ambient anyway. It's like my favorite genre of music to consume. So it's cool to kind of see what that felt like live and the energy it created and the aura in the hall. It was just, yeah, it was such a cool experience. It curates a very different experience.
Yeah.
I like writing metal and I like playing metal just because the energy is so intense.
Yeah,
It's just different flavors, right?
that's true. That's true. Absolutely. I feel like I could never truly give up like a metal show. Like I'm like that atypical dad that's in the background. He's got his arms crossed, like like I'm like, yeah, that's tight. I like it. That was a sick breakdown. I like that riff. The riff's tight. Like I'm like that. I'm like that, or I'm like either that, or I'm like holding my camera and trying to like get footage and stuff. Um, but like yeah, no, I love going to shows. I don't really pit as much as I used to because I'm getting old as shit and I
Yeah, it
can't
hurts
pit
now,
anymore.
man.
It starts to hurt. Yeah, the growing pains of pitting. Um, the
I know I
last
got a headbang over for like at least a day or two now, and
Ooh.
it's rough.
Yeah,
Feels
I remember
bad.
I remember the last show I went to, that I went in a pit for, and for some reason it always like internalizes in my head that I need to go into the pit for this band. But every time I see We Came as Romans, my brain like
Oh yeah.
switches to like pit mode for some reason. Like no other band really does that for me anymore. But anytime like Dave is like up there, he's like, "I want to see motherfuckers move," and I'm like, "Yeah, you fuck, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then I
dude.
go
Every time.
running into the thing, and I can't tell you how many times I've lost my glasses or like
Dude.
almost like lost it.
Okay. This was last pit. Ugly, my other band played a show, and I have both of the
Ooh,
arms duct taped right
taped
now
up.
because I stage dove and flipped into the pit. And of course, I had my glasses on like an idiot. And this is
You never know. You like
you never know.
yeah.
Sometimes you're good. Sometimes you're like, that's the fifth pair that the pit has consumed. Shit. Feels bad.
It does feel bad. So yeah, I'm glad you can feel that. But then like like my brain's like, take your glasses off, take your glasses off. And then Dave's like, this is to play the scene. Let's see this bit move. And then I'm like, ah! And then like I don't take my glasses off and I freak out. And then I just go in there like like I'm freaking Leonidas in 300. I'm like, I'm doing it. I can't stop me. No one can stop me.
Oh,
And then
it's the
like,
best.
and then somebody's like two-step in, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. But I'm just gonna stand there awkwardly as all of you guys two-step around me like a squad or something. But we got off topic a little bit, so we're gonna wrangle it back in a little bit
What's all
more.
about, man?
The big question: who are you guys influenced by? I guess obviously you can speak for yourself, but for the band in general, who influences you guys the most?
I would say concept wise, we draw the entire concept from Co-Eating Cambria, just doing a sci-fi comic story with a band. So that's kind of, I guess, where the narrative influence comes from.
Sure.
Beyond that, musically, we draw from Architects a lot. Shields UK, they were another
Ooh,
smaller
yeah.
metalcore band. They were awesome. Robin's a huge Between the Buried in Me fan.
Oh, okay.
Ryan really loves power metal. Our new drummer Connor, is big into deathcore and Infant Annihilator and Enterprise Earth and bands like that. So we kind of have a bit of a melding pot of influences, but it usually kind of comes out regurgitated in the vein of Architects, Periphery, kind of the metalcore gent stuff. But the new we're writing now is way more melodic. So it'll be interesting to see what people think of what we drop later this year compared to the release in a couple weeks.
There we go. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear what the new stuff is. As much as I love the record so far, I feel like I'm excited because you're like kind of prefacing like the next section of songs, and I'm really excited to see how they turn out and what type of sound your guys are going for this time around.
Moving train, man. I'm also gonna fix my light. I notice how dark I am. I'm just sitting here like, yeah, this is really
Yes.
cool.
I gotta
Yes.
show you how ominous I
Listens
am.
to Sleep Token once, like, hey,
Yeah,
if you guys heard of Sleep Token.
yeah, like my eyes. Oh my god, yeah, that's. But Sleep Token's great though. Shouts to Sleep Token. You guys are
Dude,
awesome.
Sleep Token is fantastic. Shout out Vessel. Shout out Sleep Token. Sundowning is a phenomenal album. They're doing it right.
They are doing it right. They got that like R&B like popish influence, but then they like hit you with like the offering, and then you're like, ugh, like
That's literally how I felt.
that's
the
how I
first time
felt. That's literally how I felt. There's
Does
like,
Not Belong to God comes on, and you're like,
oh my
this
god,
is a mood. And then Offering is like, hey, let's go right off the deep end. Yeah,
and
so
then,
sick.
yeah, like I can't tell you how many times that I've played that, and somebody's pulled up next to me, and I'm just having like I'm in my car like driving, and I'm just going like ham, and some dude's next to me is like, what is wrong with this kid? And then I like roll down the window and I blast it, and then he's just like, I still don't get it, and I'm like, that's disappointing. I
It's
don't.
like, dude, you're sleepwalking through life, man.
Yeah,
Wake up, dude.
wake up. He's like, this is gospel. Remember that. Oh my god. Well,
Uh,
next question, Quinn. Keeping it
Hit me.
more relevant. Who have you been jamming recently? What's on your Spotify? What have you been listening to?
Oh, geez. Well, I'm listening to Hammock right now.
Ooh.
So shout out Hammock. Geez, I've been listening to. I'm kind of, I don't know. I produce podcasts for work, so I usually have a pretty vast plethora of ambient and post rock that I'm always listening to in the background.
Okay, I'm all about that.
Yeah. Geez, Caspian, Hammock. What else have I got in here? Bunch of stuff. Goldman,
Ooh.
Olafur Arnold's, London Grammar, Lowercase Noises, basically anything super chill. Novo Amor, I really like. Yeah.
Lowercase Noises is tight. I feel like not a lot of people talk about them. So shout outs to those guys.
Super underrated. Shout out Lowercase Noises.
Also, I feel like you can add to the list Tides of Man, their new
Yes,
stuff,
yes.
Every Nothing, Young
Thank you.
Courageous. They are. I love all Tides of Man. I mean, I have a special place for Dream House. Shouts to that record. I love that record so much. But the new stuff, like I feel like it took me a little while to get into, but like more recently I've been spinning it because I have like a record player now, and I can actually play my
Every
records.
Nothing. You got a newer album.
And that record is bomb. I love
Huh.
it. It is so like dynamically like it's so crazy to like. And like when I first started doing the channel, I was like, I'm all about that metalcore life. I need screaming, I need singing, and now I'm like, yeah, post rock's sick. I love it. Don't need that screaming in my life.
Straight up.
I can just like be sitting at home playing some Nintendo Switch, have like a chill game on, play some Tides of Man, and just like be like in this like veg zone of like
Just music to listen to while you exist, you know?
yeah, that is like the music
Straight
that
up.
that is literally the music I listen to like making dinner or whatever. Like it's just something that I just blast
Totally.
in my house, and then people get mad, but it's all right though.
For like metal-ish bands, I guess I kind of started diving into the band called Unprocessed.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
They're pretty cool. I mean, they're kind of like your prog metal
Periphery.
smash of Tesseract, Periphery, Animals as Leaders stuff. So I kind of digging through their newer record, Artificial Void. I'm super
Yes.
weird when it comes to new music. Someone's like, "Hey, check this band out. Check this band out," and half the time I'm like, "No, like on my terms, maybe."
Don't
And then
force
even then-
it on me.
Yeah, right. And I'll take a long time to listen to new music, probably because I want to give it such an honest listen.
Sure, that's great. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't do that, and I'm definitely one of them, but that's my fault because I have so much music that just comes out, and I have to review it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
have
totally.
to like, it's like in one ear out the other. Like I listen to it for like a really harsh amount of time. Like I'll be at work and listening to it, and then
Just rinse it.
listen to
Yeah,
it, just rinse it, and then when it's finally get the review out, I'm just like, all right, you're out of the. Unless you're like that good of a record to stay in my rotation, it's like you're out. No offense to
totally.
you. Once that time is up, I only come revisit you when the year is closing out, and then I can, safely assume that it's a record that I still want to keep in my rotation. But I will say, I know you want to find out about this music on your own, but I feel like I have to throw my hat in the ring for one particular band, Loathe, their new record.
I keep hearing about this band an
That
insane amount.
it's that is a must. I have
Okay.
to say that is a 100% must. I know my YouTube status tells me that you should listen to it, but don't take my word for it. I really genuinely feel like if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would be listening to this record nonstop. So
I will take your word for it, and I will try that once I finish my probably 20th listen of the new Unprocessed. I will
there
put that in the queue next, because
there we
I
go.
honestly, since this record's come out, I have not stopped hearing about it, and especially now hearing it from you too. Like I gotta do something
It's
about
a
this.
must. It's a must. And
Yeah,
anybody
totally.
else watching this, it's a must. It's a must. I feel like I've been saying it a lot, but it is well worth the
If you
hype.
don't listen to Loathe, you're fucking up.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It is a must. It is a must. But the next question, Quinn, a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
Oh, we've been talking about this. We don't really play covers too much. We usually keep one in the set. We've done a Misery Signals cover before. We've
Ooh.
done we covered Gravity's Union by Coheed. We were talking about maybe doing Dispossession by Northlane. So that's been in discussion, but I think we just decided we're going to scrap doing covers. But if we did do a cover again, Dispossession or maybe something off of Northlane's Singularity, maybe.
Ooh, okay. I'd be
Yeah,
about it. I'd be about
yeah,
it.
probably that.
And if you do or don't want to leave suggestions in comments because Quinn doesn't want them, but maybe his other members might want them, so you can leave
Also,
them down
don't
below.
drop bands I should listen to in the comments, because I straight up won't.
That
Thank you.
I think that's what might happen, and then I'll scroll through it and be like, "Ooh, I like that band. I don't know if Quinn will like it, but I will, so I'll check it out." So if you want to leave me suggestions
Guys,
below,
this band isn't a duo just playing tones, man. Let's get it out. Yeah.
next
Ambient or bust.
ambience. That's all we need is just give us the best post rock recommendations you can think of. I think that would be the best.
Yeah, straight up. Actually, post rock in the comments. Let's go.
There we go. Awesome, Quinn.
That's all I want.
Next question, another important one. Favorite food to eat?
Oh damn. Sushi.
Ooh,
I am never not in a mood to go out for some miso soup and some sashimi. That is the best. I don't care what anyone says, it's the best food in the world. Just a ball of rice and fish, you can't go wrong. Straight up.
I feel like that is. I feel like that is the quintessential Vancouver answer, since you guys are so close to the
Yeah.
ocean. I mean, I'm
It's
not
just
just
a
saying
West
that.
Coast thing.
I feel like I would say that too, just because I'm Asian and all. So I feel like that would be just right up my alley. I feel like most people would assume that I enjoy that.
And your words, not mine. Like,
I
I'm just
mean,
saying.
that's true. That's true. But I know everybody was thinking it, and so I just wanted to get that out there. I love sushi, so no, I will not make it for you, and that is because I don't know how to make it. So that's why I go to buy it.
Oh god.
Well, jumping over that racist hurdle, the next question, Quinn, if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, whether it be a guest vocalist on your next record or a producer you'd like to work with, who would it be?
Oh, well. Jeez. We were actually originally going to try and get a feature from the vocalist from Shields, but they
Ooh.
broke up right when we were emailing them about wanting to get that to
Come
happen. So
on,
that was,
guys. Why do
I
you
know,
do this to me?
I know that's what I really wanted.
Oh,
But
that hurts.
um, geez, I don't know. If I was to work with a producer, I would probably want to work, and the name is not coming to me. Maybe it was in Studio Fredman. I could be wrong, but the guy who produced Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon,
Oh, okay.
I do love that record sonically. I think it's a phenomenal album. Vocalist wise, guest vocalist, I mean, I would want Claudio Sanchez, but he doesn't really fit our sound. But I mean, literally just anything. Claudio, if for whatever reason you're checking this out, I want to give you my comic and I would love to just play a show or hang out. That's it. I don't even care if you're on the song. I just want to hang out.
I also too want to hang out. So if you want to come on and do an interview, like
Let's make it happen.
make it happen. I already enlisted the help of Brent Walsh, and you guys went on tour together. So I feel like if I the Mighty and if Coheed isn't watching my videos, I'll be very upset because obviously he loves I the Mighty. So I feel like, I feel like he spends his free time watching I the Mighty interviews on YouTube. So at some point, I feel like he would have come across mine. So I haven't received a DM yet, but Claudio, if you're watching this, feel free to DM me. DMs will be wide open, so feel free to. The next question, Quinn. You play a plethora of instruments, but if there was another one you could master, what would it be?
Ooh. It's always a toss up between violin or piano.
Ooh.
Two instruments I know very little of. I can currently play drums, guitar, vocals, playing vocals, I guess. Air quotes. You may or may not see them if you're just listening to this.
That's true.
Yeah, I would love to learn violin or piano more proficiently. Piano because it's just such a transferable instrument and it's pretty universal. You can use it for basically everything. But violin because, or even maybe cello, just a sad string instrument. That's
Nah,
I love the sound of it.
yeah, and then now I'm gonna meme you out where like we have like the rain coming down, and it's just like, why do we suffer? That whole like meme thing. I'm not actually gonna do it, but if Post Brandon feels up to it, he will probably
Please,
do it.
please. I'll be upset now if you don't. Honestly,
Oh, okay. Now I have to do it.
you gotta.
Post Brandon, you're on it. If you don't do it, Quinn will be very upset. It would be F in the chat.
F in the chat for your voice.
For your
Sad
boy,
violins only.
sad violins only, or I'll get the Mr. Krabs like world's smallest violin joke. Either way, your meme game's on point here at Audio Addiction. Just remember that. But the next question, Quinn, my favorite one, because as I mentioned earlier, I'm a nerd and I love asking it. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Ooh, you bastard.
Oh,
That is so good.
how dare
That
you
is
call me
good.
the B word? I'm a bitch and you know it.
Oh, geez. Probably just because of recent history of me playing it, I would totally be Rook from the Banner Saga.
Oh.
But if I had to pick something out of just old school love for the game, probably Deckard Cain from Diablo.
Ooh, I like that.
Stay a while and listen. He's like the best, man. He's the best. Or Gordon Freeman from Half-Life.
Oh, okay.
I got 3 top picks here, but
I'm about it. You seem like a heavily weighted gamer, so I feel like you had to have 3 choices. So top three video game choices from Quinn. If you ever want to know it, now you know. I always like asking that question because I feel like most musicians, and I'm gonna put air quotes, most musicians that I've had on here enjoy the video games or have some running knowledge of some video games that
100%.
I
I'm playing Ori and the Blind Forest right now,
Ooh.
and it's really pissing me off because it's super hard.
I'm currently playing, and hopefully by the time this video goes up, I'll be much closer, if not completed, to it. But I've been playing Breath of the Wild to completion, so I don't think I will.
That is a big thing to take on.
It's a
man.
very large task. I don't think I'm gonna get all the Korok seeds because apparently there's like 800 of them, and I'm like, no one got time for that.
Feels
No,
bad.
no one, no one. And then after that's completed, Cuphead. I purchased Cuphead, so I'm gonna be
Uh,
playing that for the Switch.
I'm anxious for you.
I
Like,
know. I've heard.
I
I've
watch
seen
people
it.
play that game and it stresses me out.
I feel like I'm gonna be so rage induced that I'm gonna hug my Joy Cons at the TV. So I hope it doesn't happen. F in the chats if it does happen. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. Um, but the next question, Quinn, if you could compile a dream tour, who would be on the lineup? Obviously, your band's on it. I feel like I have to mention that.
Okay. Oh boy. Dream tour. Well, Coheed would be on it for sure.
I feel that, yeah.
We go and see them every year, so they'd have to be on it. Uh, I don't know. Probably us, Coheed, and Periphery, maybe?
Ooh,
I don't know. Just some level of prog nerdism just through the roof.
you could actually. I feel like that would work because Coheed, most of their stuff is like concept, right? They have like a concept or
Yeah, yeah, like
something like
their
that.
whole discography, aside Color in this Before the Sun, but we don't talk about that album. So.
Oh, okay, okay. And then Periphery has Alpha and Omega, which are both, I believe, concept records.
Yeah.
So, and then
Yeah, it's a
obviously
cool
your
album.
record is canon. So, as we were mentioning, I feel like this was
Oh,
only
no.
this was only possible through.
Oh, you're glitching a bit.
Am I
maybe
glitching?
maybe it's stabilizing.
I'm gonna give it a hot second. Then, are we? Can you? Am I glitching still?
No, I think we're safe.
Well, okay, I'm just gonna make this real quick. I feel like Coheed and Periphery were listening into our conversation, and they didn't want to spoil the tour for us. So,
Sick recovery.
I feel like that was truly the reason why there was so much cut out. You know, they don't want us. They don't want you to know about this tour happening. So, you know,
They jammed the network.
yeah, secretly underneath Chan's name is Living Machines, and then just below their name and Chan's name is Periphery. Just saying. I feel like I'm not trying to put false information out on the internet, but you know, I feel like the signs are there. You know, Quinn keeps.
I'm not saying
out.
it's fake news. I'm just saying I can neither confirm or deny this is happening.
Yeah, I have no basis on. It's like Tom DeLonge in Aliens. You know, like I can't confirm that he's seen aliens, but I would believe that he wouldn't lie about seeing aliens. So. Who knows? Not deconfirming or confirming it. So I'm on the I'm literally right down the middle, neutral, guys. But the next question, Quinn, before we get rudely interrupted, possibly by you know, unforeseen forces,
Alien overlords.
or alien overloads. In your opinion, who was on a great live performance? Who just rips it live on stage?
I mean, broken record, Coheed. We watch them every year, and they're phenomenal. Actually, to be fair, though, one of the bands that I was never really into, but after watching them live, I'm now a fan of, would be Animals as Leaders.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Phenomenal. Like, they were so good live. I remember just standing there going, what the fuck is happening? Like,
Jaw hit the
it
floor. You're just
it was amazing.
They're super
Yeah,
technical and like I don't know, they're just so on point. It's nuts. Like
it's insane.
It's crazy they're opening for Dance Gavin Dance though. Like they're like
Yeah, right.
I just think that's very odd. Like that whole tour itself is just a very strange tour. Like I think it's cool. I just think it's very strange for like the bands that they have on it. It's like kind of like a mix between like just real proggy shit and then like some swancore bands.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And they're one of those weird bands. Where do you put them? You know,
I don't know.
like there
I
was like the G4, the G5 guitar shred
the
annual
Summit, yeah.
thing. Yeah, and then, so like of course all the classics get up and shred. You got Vi and Satriani and all this,
yeah.
and then and then Tosin gets up and he just starts ripping in his classic prog gent approach. And all the other guitar players are just looking at him like, yo, what is happening right now?
Is he
they just
like
don't
some
even know.
sort of sentient being or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I mean, feel like he is at this point. Like,
He's an android for sure. There's
he's
no
not
way
real.
he's
He's
real.
not real. But also, I don't want to spread false information. We lost connection the first time, so I don't want to repeat the same thing. But I mean, just feel like the signs are there, guys. So, to open your third eye.
Stay woke,
Stay woke.
Tosin.
And Tosin, if you want to come on and talk about being an android on YouTube on my audio addiction channel, feel free to. Again, DMs wide open. Feel free to DM me. Next question, Quinn. Another fun one. Favorite movie, favorite TV show.
Oof. Favorite movie is really hard. Again, it's more of I have a few top picks.
Do it. It'll
But
be Quinn's top 3.
top 3 is even hard. I don't know. Titan AE is in there.
Oh, okay.
Classic.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how brilliant that movie was in a comic shop this weekend. Ex Machina. It's another phenomenal movie. Arrival. That's another pick.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe Interstellar. Just anything sci-fi, like, honestly.
Sure. I feel like that's what your whole basis of.
That is just who I am. I'm just token nerd child. And then for TV show, oh geez. In recent history, I really liked The Peaky Blinders. I just finished that not too long ago.
Nice. Okay.
That was really good. What else have I been watching? I really like The Last Kingdom, even though the acting is pretty bad. I just love it. I don't know. The way they set it up is great. Yeah, anything with just really solid writing. I'm not really one for action movies and big explosions and shit. I just like a good plot and a solid characters,
So your favorite movie is Fast and the Furious 8, right?
Yeah, actually, totally. Yeah.
I knew it.
You knew it. You read me like a book.
Right through it. I was like,
yeah, it's all a ruse. I just set it up.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Well, it's okay, Quinn. Your secret is sacred. Your secret is safe with me. I don't know. I mean, maybe it might be on the internet or something, but
I don't want to spread false information, but there's a good chance.
Next question, Quinn. If you're trapped on a desert island and there was one record you could bring with you for the next month, what would it be?
Oof. It's all I can listen to for a month?
All you can listen to for uno month. I feel like it's a little bit easier that it's a month. Like, I could have said all time, and then you would have been screwed.
Yeah, that would have been a really tough one. The first one that came to mind was The Earth Is Not a Cold, Dead Place by Explosions in the Sky.
Yeah.
But probably the new Hammock record, Silencia. That has been... or Remember by Olafur Arnolds. That would be one of those 3.
Oh, okay. Feeling them, vibing.
We're feeling the trios of everything today.
The post rock, everything, the trios. Quinn's
Pick one movie.
3.
Here's 3. Yeah, pick a character. Here's 3.
Pick 3. Quinn's top 3. This is what it's just gonna be interview with Living Machine. Quinn's top 3.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have like some.
Didn't answer a single question right.
Yeah, didn't do one answer. He went above and beyond and gave me 3 for one question.
Just have to overachieve everywhere, I guess.
Hey, listen, I respect that. Not many people. Please don't do that. That will take forever if everybody does 3. They'll be like, here's my list, and it's just like a rolling like credits list of like shit that you like, which would be hilarious if that was like. If you just sent me like a long ass list of things that
just
you
trend
like,
setting, man. Yeah.
No. Like if you sent me like a long ass list of things that you like, and as the interview's going on, the list keeps scrolling down. Like it's just like very like pantheons of like
just
garbage.
infinity scroll.
Yeah, just infinity scroll.
Nerd shit.
Yeah, all the things you've been stoked on since your birth and until now.
Should have busted out my Rolodex, man, honestly.
Oh my god, we missed opportunity. But I have a question about the new record. What was one song that you had fun recording in the studio, like, and one that you are, what's one of your favorite tracks, I guess, basically, off the record?
Ooh, Genocide
Ooh, any
would be,
particular
yeah,
reason?
Genocide. Um, I guess it was a lot of the songs we went into the weekend. Basically, to finish the record up, we all kind of went to our guitar player's house and we just had a slumber party for 3 days and
Oh,
just
that's
did
cute.
pre-production and song wrote. Yeah, it's pretty cute.
It's pretty
And
cute.
then, uh, and most of the songs were fairly fleshed out by that point. But Genocide was this one that kind of just came together over that weekend, and it was I guess it's like the newest one we've all written together, but for whatever reason, I think everything we wanted to do on the other tracks really came into being on that one. The vocal performances on it, the riff approach, it's a really cool melodic bridge with some pitch screamy emotional parts. And yeah, I think that's just the one that most of us would agree has a special place for all of us.
There we go. There we go. And then
Yeah.
the last thing, Quinn, the biggest thing. Tell them about your band, Living Machines, where they can find you at on the social media, because we all know that's important, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
Sweet. Well, by the time this is out, the record will be released. So
Correct.
go check out Inferius. That's the new EP. And then this EP is, so basically the story is broken down into big chapters. And this EP that will now be out is part 1 of 3 that tell the same chapter. Swoosh. So we will probably be in the studio working on the second part of this chapter by spring, summer. So that'll be the next thing. And then if you want to go check out our comic book, the first issue, that is part 1 of 4 of our first record. I know, so many parts all the time. You can check that out, splicecomics.com. You can order a copy of that book and dive into the beginning. The first EP is like a prequel, so just kind of warms you up to the world. And yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram. I've been told to use Twitter, but I don't want to. So.
I don't really use it either, so.
It's I don't know. It's why have 3 platforms? Like, I get it, but just come on, man. I also want to just live my damn life off the internet when I can. So
I feel that sometimes, but
you know,
then again, my whole life is centered around this, so
well,
I
that's
feel like
me too. I
it's a
just
live or die.
like, what do you do?
It's a live or die situation. I feel like, and it's funny you mention it because I was like mentioning it to a friend. I was just like, if I could just get rid of all of my social media, I think I would. But
Yo,
then again,
same.
but at the same point,
But then what?
But then I'm like, all my family, and like friends, like people that I care about, like are all on social media, so then I wouldn't be able to talk to them. I mean, I guess I could call them, but
Well, and then the idea of being a digital content creator is out the window.
yeah,
And I
that's
think
true too.
most of our generation loves that shit. So what do
Yeah,
you do?
so we
right?
would be screwed.
Feels bad.
But anyway, if you guys have a better option for us, like if we become like a traveling circus or whatever you want to do, let us know in the comments below, along with your post-rock suggestions and what songs that Living Machines shouldn't cover. So check them out. Seriously, shout-outs to all of the Canadian homies for pointing me into the direction of Living
Shout out.
Machines. I'm going to just go through them real quick. I think it can only. Well, Tama Hills was one that was definitely on my list. Shouts to Liam. He was like, "Yeah, you should talk to Quinn of Living Machines." I was like, "Yeah, I'll talk to the boy." And then
Thanks, buddy.
Widmore. Shouts to those guys. They were like, "Living Machines is tight," and I was like, "Sick." Gotta give them a listen. And then obviously, big golf clap to the Burden. Those guys. Love those guys.
The frickin' boys.
Come back on, you big babies. Let's get it going already. We've been talking in group chats for like months now. Don't be a baby. Come on.
I'll throw one at you too. So Living Machines, like close band homies.
Okay.
The burden is Living Machines fam, and
You're
so
right.
is Vultures.
Ooh, Vultures. If you watch
Check
this,
them out.
If you watch this, come on. Your boy wants to have you on. I'm just trying to interview the entire Vancouver scene. So if you ever are a Vancouver band, I am exclusively only doing content for Vancouver bands. So if you are a Vancouverian, I don't know what they're called, but I'm gonna say Vancouverian because I'm American. Van,
Vancouver, right?
Van,
What? I wonder who that is.
Vancouvian. I feel like
Dr.
that'd be t-
Google.
Dr. Google.
We're gonna pull this up. This is
It,
gonna be like the final trivia of the episode.
it
See,
is. It
we set
is.
this all up just so we could figure out what to refer to people who are from
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Yeah. Vancouverians.
What
Vancouverans. Vancouvans.
what is someone from Vancouver called?
Vancouverese.
Vancouverite.
Are the Vancouverites? Oh,
Nailed
okay.
it.
There we go.
Nailed
I
it.
was wrong. I wasn't
Shout
even
out.
close. Shout outs to all the Vancouverites. You should, if you are a Vancouver band, you should come on. Seriously, that's like no joke, no Johns. Seriously, come on. I'd love to have you on. I love having the Vancouver scene on. So if you're just a ripping Vancouver band, I mean, even if you're not, just come on. We'll make time.
Just come hang.
Just come hang, just like now, right now. I feel like Quinn's in my house and we're just chilling. But go check out Living Machines. Go check out their new record, which is out now. I will have a review up hopefully when this before it comes out. Definitely before it'll come out. And you should check that out first and then check this out, or vice versa, whatever.
Just check it all out. Consume.
I make 7 cents off of these videos, so it doesn't matter anyway. So
Consume all the
shout
things.
outs to YouTube. That's it. But go check them out. Links are in the description below. And if you enjoyed this interview, share it, like and subscribe.
Rate, subscribe.
Make sure to go at Coheed so we can get this shit rocking. You know you want to have your boys Living Machines out on that Never Ender tour. Let's get it going. Come on. Dreams 2020, baby. Boy, listen, Audio Addiction wilding out in 2020. We're going to try to make this shit happen. So let's show the fam what we got. Let's do it. And thanks, of course, to Quinn for coming on and being a dumbass with me.
Appreciate you having us on the show. Appreciate all you do, particularly for the West Coast Canada scene, which is super dope.
It's very, very.
I love it,
very
man.
niche.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, it's just awesome that guys like you are supporting the scene and helping us get out there. So thank you so much for all that you do for us too.